Hi, what's up guys? It's Evan here, and today's day I'm going to show you all the basic grinds you can do on a rail or a manual pad, either one, on a fingerboard, handboard, or skateboard. So I'm going to just show you what all of those look like, and if you guys want, I could possibly also teach it to you on a fingerboard. Alright, so let's get into it. So first off, what you're going to want to do is just line up your fingerboard, handboard, or skateboard next to a handrail, so that means you can have some room to ollie onto it. If you want to do backside tricks on an obstacle, your board has to be behind the rail, while front side is having your board in front of the rail before you do your trick. That's just some basic stuff you'll learn whenever you start learning some other tricks. But other than that, let me just show you the basic grind. So we're gonna start first with a 50-50 grind. So what this is you're gonna ollie, and then you're gonna have both trucks land on the rail. On this rail, and then you're just gonna roll off. It looks something like just like that. It's actually probably the first one you should learn because it's probably one of the easiest ones. All right, next up you want to ollies and then have both trucks land on your obstacle, ledge, flat bar. I'm just gonna use a flat bar in this case, and then just roll off. You'll have to roll off the rail every single time you do a trick. I'm going to do these all to regular as best as I can. All right, so next up, I'm going to teach you a board slide. So what you're going to do for a board slide is ollie and kind of feel like you're doing a backside 180 to the point where your nose is facing, the nose of your board, which is right here, is facing outwards. So you want to ollie, have your nose facing outwards. So this right here is the nose. And then you just want to roll off like that. It looks something like that. And another simple one, and a one I find easier for myself is a lip slide. So basically it's just like a board slide, except the nose of your handboard, fingerboard, or skateboard is facing toward, especially when you're handboarding or fingerboarding. I'm just going to say that. This isn't really with skateboarding, but it actually kind of is at the same time. But I'm mostly teaching it with fingerboarding. Is basically a grind where your nose is facing towards you. So you're just gonna ollie and have your nose facing towards you, and then just go out to regular. It kind of, when you're doing a board slide, it almost feels like you're doing a backside 180, but just half of it. While lip slide feels like you're doing a front side 180 a little bit, but you're doing half of it. Alright, so here's what a lip slide looks like. Just like that. Just like that. Alright, so some other grinds I'm going to teach you is a 5-0. So basically, you're just going to ollie up and have the truck closest to your tail just grind the rail. Just like that. And then just roll off. Not like that. Nope. Nope. Oh, I can't do these first try. No. Just like that. See how don't have your tail of the board touch the rail either. It has to not touch the rail. Only the truck can. So basically, you want to ollie up and have this truck right here grind the rail. So it's almost like a 50, except your lift kind of pushing down on the tail. That's like the only difference. Alright, so that's a 50-50. Now I'm going to teach you a nose grind, which is basically the same thing as a 5-0, except the truck closest to the nose this time is grinding. So like I said with the 5-0, you're just like, it almost feels like you're doing a 50. The only difference is that you're pushing more down on your nose. And like I said, when you're doing a grind like this, do not have the board touch the rail. It looks something like this. Like that. You might hate me for doing something like this, but that's just kind of how I fingerboard. So just like that. So those are some of the basic ones, the very beginner ones, but I'll teach you probably some of the harder ones that I cannot do I don't do a lot of the time, but I can try. I know a couple. All right, so first up, I'm going to teach you a Smith grind. So a Smith grind is basically ollieing and having the truck closer to the tail on the rail, while the truck, I'll flip the rail around so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So you want to have the truck on that is closest to the tail on the rail, while the other side of the board is facing downwards and towards you. This is just what it looks like from probably maybe your perspective when you're fingerboarding, but it looks something like this. And all you want to do is just roll off. So just like that. Okay, so now I'm going to teach you the other addition of this trick. It's a feeble. A feeble is basically doing the same thing, except the nose is facing outwards away from me, and also the truck is facing downwards. It looks, I'm trying to do it. I did Smith, 50. I don't ever do this trick like that. So it's like basically the opposite of a Smith grind. All right, so I'm gonna teach you a couple more. There's like at least 5 more that I know. The next step I'm gonna teach you is a Crooker grind. So basically what you wanna do is it's almost like you're doing a nose grind, except you're kind of pointing the board, like the nose away from me, like vertically away from me. Well, with the nose grind, it's like away from me horizontally, like from the nose out. So you'll ollie up, you'll do something like this, and then just roll off. Just like that. All right, so 4 more tricks. I'm not comfortable with these, but I can try my best. So a tail slide is basically doing an ollie, and the only part of the board that's grinding is the tail. So that's why it's called a tail slide. So no trucks are grinding it. So you'll ollie, only grind the board with the tail, and just roll off. Oh, that was a good catch. These are one of my worst tricks. Like that. All right, so and then another version of this trick is a nose slide. Which you'll ollie, and you'll have the nose of the board grind, and then you'll roll off. This isn't basically really teaching you how to do this. I guess it is in a way, but it's mostly showing you what the trick looks like. That was the worst nose slide ever, even though I did do it. All right, so sorry if you're hearing all the noise upstairs. If you hear that, I apologize. 2 more tricks. I'm going to teach you a blunt slide and a nose blunt. So basically, a blunt slide is doing an ollie, having the tail grind, except you're pointing upwards and not out towards you. This is a tail slide. That's a blunt slide, and you're rolling off. I don't ever do this trick, so I'm just going to count. This is a hard trick, especially for me, so I'm just going to count that, but your wheels are not supposed to be touching. You're supposed to be touching the top of the rail, not like the side of it. But that's a blunt slide. And the last trick I'm going to show you is a nose blunt. So basically a nose blunt is you're going to ollie and have the nose pointing downwards while the tail is pointing upwards. This is like a blunt slide, but the nose is pointing upwards and the tail is pointing downwards. So it looks something like... I can do this backside so much easier. I'm just going to count that. Your wheels are not supposed to be touching either, but it looks something like that. But anyway, those are all the basic grinds and tricks you'll see on a ledge or a flat bar with a handboard or fingerboard. Or maybe even a skateboard. But I just mostly demonstrated them with a fingerboard because that's really the only thing available I have on me. And anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like and subscribe if you guys want to see more content from me. And that's it. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye, everyone.